Hey, what's going on? I'm sitting down with Michael today. Michael is the founder of SwagUp, a really cool platform where companies can order custom swag and merchandise and things like that. And they recently just launched a new kind of part of the platform, a new feature called SwagUp Shops. So congrats on that. But we made a video for them that highlighted that launch. And so I'm sitting down with Michael here today to talk a little bit about it. How you doing, Michael?
Doing great. That launch was super exciting. Lots of work that went into it for those last 3 months, but excited that it's out there.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's an understatement. I saw how hard you guys were working on it the couple weeks leading up to it. But so this is the second video that we've done together. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you were struggling with before we worked on this video together, whether it's has to do with marketing for the launch or video related or anything like that?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, just things that we do can be somewhat complicated, and it's hard to distill that down into text and just like a landing page that can perfectly describe it, or just like a few sentences as a description. So I've always been a huge fan of video as a way to just kind of quickly get the point across, and also to get people excited. I think that good videos get people really like amped up to dive deeper in a way that maybe just like a landing page and just some information can't really do. So that was the big thing. It's like, how do we, when I go onto a website, especially these SaaS companies, one of the first things I'm always doing is like clicking the video link to just get the quick overview versus like diving deeper. And I think that that's how a lot of consumers act. So we just need a way to just more easily translate kind of what we're doing and what the product did, and do it in a way that was simple, that wasn't going to take weeks and weeks or months and months to get something completed and be incredibly expensive.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree with that on video. Obviously, I'm super biased, but the end of your answer there kind of also leads us into the next question, which is why did you decide to work with us specifically?
Yeah. Well, I think first off, we had the relationship going into it, working on a launch from 2022. So we had a great experience already. And at the same time, as I said, you guys already kind of know the landscape and understand technology and understand kind of the other companies out there and what, good videos look like. So you don't have to do a lot of kind of getting on the same page, which can just take a lot of time in creative projects where you have to go back and forth so many times to kind of understand each other's, viewpoint on things. And also, you can kind of run with little direction. As like these startup companies are super busy, and you might some companies think, oh, like I have a marketing team, and there's a bunch of people that can just work on this video all day. For us, it's like two marketing people that work across the entire company that have to work on so many different things. So they can't be spending all this time kind of like outlaying everything that we need to do and stuff. So I love that you guys can just kind of pick it up with little context and deliver great results that don't require us to spend a ton of time on the project.
Yeah, yeah. I I definitely hear you on the marketing team thing that can be really time intensive. So one other thing related to that, which you kind of hinted at, but I'm curious what your experience was like. I know towards the end of the project too, we had some like pivots and stuff like that. Is there anything else that you want to add about what that experience and process was like?
Yeah, I think obviously it's hard to 100% get somebody's creative viewpoint across. Like obviously we have an idea in our minds of what we want. It's hard to relay that sometimes. But the good thing about working with you all is you're quick to adapt. It's like, okay, here's some of the feedback. Let's run with it and get it done in a 24, 48 hour period. And I just love the not only the hustle and grit, but also the flexibility that your team always brings to a project. It's like, hey, yeah, we can get that, those last minute changes kind of in there before the launch versus being like this whole queuing process where, okay, you got to go back to the front and it's going to take a week or two and we'll come back to you. It's like, as like that last mile, you were talking about fixing your background there, the last 20% takes all the time. Well, the last 20% of a video also takes, a lot of the effort and energy. And if that takes a lot of cycles to go back and forth, it could be tough. And the fact that you guys are willing to kind of work quickly on the iterations at the end of it just allows us to get something really good done in a short period of time.
Yeah, definitely. Big on the 80-20 rule for sure. I want to pivot a little bit to talking about going from the process and experience to how the end result, like how did you guys actually end up using the video for the launch, and what was the strategy there?
Yeah, I mean, we had a whole go-to-market plan where we're doing a product hunt launch, we're doing LinkedIn posts, we're doing Twitter posts. So the video was a central piece of that because we were using it across all those touch points, especially product hunt. It's the first thing that people see when they get in there, and kind of really, again, just easily explains what we do, especially for people that don't know anything about SwagUp. But it was also central to LinkedIn. We were doing a lot of employee social LinkedIn posts on there that got a lot of traction and engagement and brought a lot of followers to the SwagUp page. So it's just been really helpful to have something that we can like unify the message around on all these different channels during the launch period.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. So kind of just like really having it as an evergreen thing too. Um, I'd say
Yeah, I think that we
pretty
also think
efficient.
about using these videos on an ongoing basis for whether it's YouTube ads and just the ongoing kind of awareness of this functionality. So when we think about building out the storyline of the video, it's not just announcing the launch, but it's also like just generally talking about the functionality so that we get a lot more value out of the video and the spend.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I know it's kind of early on because your launch was pretty recent, but I'm curious, other than saving time and resources internally, like on your team, were there any external results? And I know attribution is like a whole other thing, but are there any other results that you noticed, whether they're, tracked or not, as a result of using the video?
Well, I think, like I said, I think the video is central to a lot of the different things. Even on the landing page, swagup.com/shops, you have the video right there where people can watch it. So it's something that's going to be leveraged for a long time into the future. Um, but yeah, I mean, we have close to 100 different companies in the pipeline ready to get shops up and running. We have one of the a really, really big startup that everybody knows. That's one of the most famous startups that is one of the earliest adopters that's launching a shop on March 8th and has like multiple shops coming after that. So the initial reaction has been really strong. And like I said, that many, many more people are going to see that video. It's just a way to help convert traffic that come to the site as well.
Yeah. Sweet, dude. It's good to hear. I think last thing wrapping up here is, we have a lot of like founders and kind of startup marketers in our network, people that follow me, people that follow you. Leaving here, what would be your advice to those founders in terms of using marketing and using video, in whether it's for launch strategy or for anything else that you guys have used the videos for the past two engagements we've done together?
Yeah. Like I said, my natural inclination when I go to a website is to watch the video first because I just get overwhelmed with content and going through all the different pages on the site and trying to get an understanding of what it is people do. So I just think that video is a very natural way that people want to consume content. And if you look at TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts, like that's what people's preferred method of consumption is. So I think that you have to have video, you have to be able to distill complex things, but it also has to be like entertaining too. It's not just like those 1990s PowerPoint type videos that just like kind of super dry and boring. Like you have to have the energy, but still deliver the value and the content. And if you're going to do that, like you need to do it well, and it's very hard to do video well when you're not somebody that does video all day long, and if you want to have your team sitting on like some video editor trying to make something look good, you're going to spend so much time and you're still going to be left with a shitty product. So I think trying to find great partners like you all is the right way to go, assuming that you understand like the value that video is just super impactful.
Yeah. Well, this has been awesome. Don't want to take up too much of your time, but really, really appreciate it, and looking forward to the next one probably.
Yeah, definitely more to come.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, Michael.